Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, April 4th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I am here to color. Yay! Always enjoy these moments when I'm coming in to see everybody. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Lila. Happy Easter right back at you. Good to see everybody. Hello, Julie. So is everybody stuffed to the gills on Easter dinner? And if you couldn't be there in person for dinner, hopefully you at least did a FaceTime. See your hands, hear my voice. Good. Hello, Jello. Chocolate. Ronnie has company, so she doesn't know if she'll be in. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie spooky. All right. Hello, Katie. All righty. So let's look at a couple things. So who's going to tell me what's coming up on the calendar? All right. Let's get some semblance of order here. The 6th is Jeff. That's right, Jeff Haynie. I got all the notices out to the groups. Jeff's the cat man. Hi, Wanda. Excuse me. The Jeff man. So let's do a sound check. I'm going to go through another Ruth Sanderson book real quick. Hey, Pearl. I'm actually surprised there's so many people in here today because of Easter. Message from Ronnie. Tell everyone I said hello and hope everyone is well. Okay. All right. And is my voice nice and clear? That was so funny last night, Pearl, when you were able to stay. Okay. So, thank you, Wanda. Happy Easter right back at you. Hello, Karen. If I can hear you, you are clear, okay? Well, you can hear me, and sometimes it's garbled. So that's what I want to make sure, that it's not staticky. So good to see everybody. Love you guys. He has risen. He is risen. Excuse me, I got to use that right. You must have lag time. I see answers before questions. Okay. So this is Ruth Sanderson on Goldilocks. book number 3 of the Beautiful Fairy Tales. All right. Sandra from Canada. I'm delighted to see everybody. I really was not expecting everybody today. Ooh, Fancy Fish from Fabulous Felines, that says Lila. Okay, so let's look at Ruth's Goldilocks book. Here's the cover image. Oh, Canada. Dinner is over, but dishes are not. Okay. Amy, what's the project you're working on? You're afraid you might miss something if you don't show up. Okay, so this book, the images are very, very clear. And here's a really nice guide on how to do this particular page. So if you have this page, I would suggest that you go ahead and work on it and use the cover as a guide. Christy, hello. What is this with the share button? If somebody would share it into the group so others can copy and paste it, I would appreciate that. So, beautiful, beautiful book from Ruth. Amy, good to see you. Lila says, I believe, Lila, you said you have this book as well as the Cinderella book. I might need to check my setting. What setting is that? These images are absolutely wonderful, guys. And that's Vicky saying Happy Easter to you. Thank you, Julie. My Facebook settings are fine, actually. But I will double check. So some of you can share and some of you can't. All right, so let's concentrate on the pictures here. Aren't these beautiful? I gotta look and see when this little puppy was published. All right, hopefully we'll get it in the back. Little camera adjustment here. Zoom in. Zoom out. These pictures are absolutely gorgeous, and for somebody that is maybe newer to grayscale, this would be a really great book. Amy, you can copy the link if somebody will post it in the text. Look at this. Isn't that cool? You can copy it and paste it. Now, this would be a really good book to work on for fur. And what I specifically want you to see, zoom in, is you can see how Ruth added all the extra lines here. And that is a technique that you guys can use as well. So let's say you're coloring just standard line art. You would color your gray, or whatever your bare color is, your brown. And then you would go ahead and add your squiggles on top with your pens. You guys know I love my pens. I've shown them all to you. And this is a great example of that. Hi, Stephanie. Zoom out. This wood floor would be a really good one to do as well. Just all sorts of neat pieces in here that you can do. Now, as I'm looking at this, if I were coloring this, I would do the slightly darker gray right here, whatever floor color, and then I might run that out around the little boy and just run it out this way, just to show flaws in the wood. So I wanted to show you this book. Oh, I love the expression. Zoom in. Zoom in. Look at that. Isn't that precious? TSC. Too stinking cute. Very straightforward on how to do the hair. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Ruth's work is very expressive. Zoom out. Oh man. Zoom out. Yeah, I'm out all the way. Really nice book. There you go, Maddie. She's weaving a basket. So again, guys, this would be a very, very good book to do the fur. Here's a nice jacket in whatever color you would choose. Yeah, you're kind of girl, Maddie. And I really love how, you know, I know that this book, it is a story, but because of the way that Ruth does it, it tells a beautiful story. Look at that. Even down to having a little drool in there. So apparently there's something in that basket that the bears like. Fairies. Oh, Melissa, that's cool. And by the way, guys, somebody sent the group a $25 Amazon gift certificate. And I hope whoever did that will tell me so I can thank you. And I'm thanking you now. And of course, I picked up some stuff for the group, which will be in Tuesday and Wednesday. But wait, there's more. So thank you to whoever sent that gift certificate. Love this book. Okay, now, this is the second set. And what I want to see is if that grayscale is any lighter or darker. It looks just about the same to me. And again, I'm not going to page through all the second ones, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. All right, so that's the Goldilocks, and this is her beautiful fairy tales. I think she's got 4 of them. Cinderella is number 2. Now, for anybody that's new, I normally don't go through a lot of books at the beginning. And I normally don't concentrate on just one artist. But Ruth sent us all these books. And I want to show them to you. I'm just going to show this second one, and then we'll move on from there. And by the way, all of these are on the affiliate list. So they are there. Please purchase from the affiliate list, guys. I love that she signed them too. All right, so this is Cinderella. Now, you guys should recognize this one. She did, and I'm going to go ahead and post this picture, of course, with the pencil on it, but she did a video on coloring this dress. Drop dead gorgeous. And who did this? It was either Sandra. Yeah, Sandra, UK Sandra did this picture. Beautiful job. Now this grayscale is a little bit softer, and that's because these are taken directly from her pictures. Isn't that cool? Lila, was that you that did that? So this one's a little bit different. The Goldilocks had the more line art in it, and this is, so these are directly from her paintings. No, not you. Okay. Well, my profound thank you, because you know I got good stuff. Sandra Shelley did. Oh. Okay. Thank you, Maddie, for letting me know. I don't know if I just missed it. How cool is that? Thanks, Maddie. Beautiful, beautiful images on these. And again, you notice that these are a little bit different. They're softer than the Goldilocks. Oh, you're talking about the Cinderella picture. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it was Sandra. Sandra Shelley did it. The one with Cinderella sitting next to the fireplace. Now, here's the cover. And again, what I really like that Ruth did is that she shows the difference between the two, the half and half. Not to be confused with half and half for your coffee. And something like that will help you. Plus, it is on YouTube. And I love the details in the mirror that she does as well. Beautiful stuff. And you know what? The thing that's really funny that struck me is when I think of Cinderella, I think of the Disney. But here is the actual pictures of what these people looked with, the wig. So this is very realistic. Wonderful stuff. And again, if you buy the book and you only color one page in this, you still have this artwork to look at. Zoom. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Zoom in. Zoom in. Look at that. Isn't that neat? And I like how she's put the like little circle of the pollen around here to emphasize the center. Zoom out. Zoom out. Beautiful. And I get it that the carriage was from the pumpkin, but you could do different colors on the pumpkin. And remember the other day when I was showing you how to use the chalks to highlight the fairy, you know, things from their wands? That would be beautiful on this. There you go. And I love the expression here. Zoom in. Zoom in. Sandra's work is so expressive. Excuse me, Ruth's work is so expressive. Look how Cinderella is watching. Zoom out. Zoom out. So you see, coloring is educational. And then of course we've got the shoe, and here's Cinderella and the fairy godmother. And this reminds me of the folk art type stuff. This reminds me, Maddie, of something that you would do. That's right, she just saw a mouse turned into a horse. So this reminds me of Maddie's work, the folk art type stuff. Oh, I'm itching to pick up a pencil, I'll tell you. Driving me crazy. And again, I love looking at coloring books just for the artwork. Oh, the colors on this piece here would be drop dead gorgeous with all these ball gowns here. Beautiful. And of course we've got Ruth's horses. You know she loved doing those. Now, something as simple as this picture is very dramatic. We've got the sky here, Which you can do different things now. That this is clear sky, so here are some stars. But here are the clouds. You can be dramatic with these. Then you've got your greenery, and now you've got here, and this is misty. And then your coach and your horses. Zoom in. Zoom in. And what I want you to see these coachmen? Zoom in. Let's see how close I can get. Zoom in. No expressions on the faces, but you can see everything. Isn't that neat? And she's got the sparklies around it too, because it's magic. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. I feel like I'm giving an art lesson. And then, of course, here's the second set. And Ruth does say in these that these are a bit darker. So if I were going to do the Cinderella, I would do it on this page. Absolutely gorgeous here. Okay. So I've got a really fun picture that I want to work on today. So that's 2 books that I went through. Zoom out. So I'm having fun with this picture. There's a little story behind it. If you guys remember what I told you on this, I had colored this several years ago. And for some reason, I don't know why, it's one of my favorites. It just speaks to me. I love this. This says blah, blah, blah on it. And this happens to be from the Doodlers Anonymous book, Zoom Out. And this one is an older book. This is me checking out colors and stuff like this. And I'm just going to do like really, really zoom out. Yeah, where did I get the picture of you? Yeah, me too. Zoom out. Hi, Dawn. So this is just what the artists did, or the publishers did, is they got a bunch of artists together and asked them to contribute a picture. And all the artists are listed. Some of these pictures are way out there, but hey. And this is the cover. Now, why would I recommend a book like this? Well, because it's going to stretch you as far as doing coloring. Look at this little girl hidden in here. So, just neat stuff. I've shown you a couple that I've done out of this one. And this one with the lady just happens to be my fav. Again, I'm just doing a really quick page through. I've seen this one done, gorgeous. This one, I can't even begin to explain it. Different. And if you like detailed stuff, it's got that for you too as well. So again, This one I've seen done. Beautiful. It's called Doodlers Anonymous. I'll show the cover like I always do. So really cute stuff. Some of it, obviously, it's not gonna, you know, float your boat, which is fine. Here's one here that if you just feel like, you know, not doing anything complex. Come on, let's get focused here. You could just work on individual blocks. Now, I would encourage you to be creative on every single one of these. So why do I show you guys this stuff? Well, because I want to stretch you every time. Here's one if you like detail. Hi, Stephanie Connors. And again, these are all different artists, which I really like. It's a compilation. Zoom out. Yeah, I'm as far as I can go right now, Lila. That's why I'm shifting back and forth. Here, I'll tell you what. Hold on, guys. I'm going to adjust my camera. So I'm going to be rolling you around a little bit. So hold on. Let me get this here. Let's see if we can do a little better job for you. There we go. And let me see if I can get you out a little further. Forgive me the rocking right now. And this is kind of like Kirby Roseanne's, where you see things in it as you color it. And I don't want you to blow stuff like this off. Stretch yourself. Today is so very full of possibility. Smile. Look how cool that is. You could do something like that in metallics. And I'll be sure to put this one up on the list as well, on the affiliate list. So just really cool stuff, guys. Let's see which way this one goes. This one goes this way. There we go. And the really neat thing is, if you happen to really like a piece, the artist's name is there, so you can go ahead and track them down. Here's like comic book art. Here's the old Underwood typewriter. Look at this one. Now, certainly somebody in this group loves doing something like this. Here's a neat one. Some shoelaces over a chicken with antler ears. Again, I don't explain these. Yeah, it would be an excellent practice book. Here's a more conventional one. Here's a 2-pager. So we've got the gentleman fishing, and that's what's coming up at him. With arms, no less. And this would be a really good book for you to use to stretch your abilities. I don't want you guys to be stuck. Yeah, you remember typing on one of those typewriters, Lila? I do too. So all sorts of possibilities on that. Here's a house up on stilts, little boat in the bottom. We've seen Selena Fenish, no. Johanna Bosford do stuff like this. Here's one. The letters are hidden. All I need is a little peace and quiet. So just neat stuff. And again, some of it's really out there. I love this. The guy holding the screwdriver on his helmet. Mouth, tongue hanging out. And again, the neat thing is, if you like the art by the particular person, since it's labeled, you can look it up on the internet. So, fun stuff. And then we come to something as simple as this. One of the pieces I did out of this was a gentleman riding a bicycle with a stack of suitcases piled on top. Came out beautifully. Little coffee pot made into an apartment house or house with the steam, no less. And then back here we get a little more conventional. Almost done with the book, showing you this. And then here are the last, few. Cats Love Hats. Remember that, you know that book we've got? Cats with with hats. Here is a really neat one with sneakers. And I can't think of the artist that did this on camera. Oh, dang. Who is that does, not the one that drew this, but the one that colored this? She does edits to her stuff all the time. If you think of her name, let me know. And then here are the illustration credits. Then here's one to play with. Okay, so this is Doodlers Anonymous Epic coloring book. Let me check something really quick here for you. I'd like to show you the one that I did out of this. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It was so much fun to do this. Give me 2 seconds here. You know I'll find it after my broadcast is over. Oh, there it is. Zoom out. Okay, this is the one I did. I did this with marker and pencil. How organized I am, if you only knew. This was so much fun to do. Hi, Helen, good to see ya. So that's the piece out of this book. And this particular artist is Nicola Brady. So, beautiful book. All right. So, all that to say, this is the coloring I'm going to work on. Do some of it tonight. Again, this one just amuses me. I love it. And Karma is going to tell me that the second I finish this, I'm going to find my other one. But that's okay. All right. So let me set this aside. And what I'm going to do now is I will sing for you because I feel good. Helen, I just used sheet protectors, heavy duty ones that I got on Amazon. Slipped them in there, put them in a notebook, 3-ring binder if they fit. Okay, so let's play with this. And let's see, I actually remember this. Whoa. You're gonna hear some clacking. And by the way, guys, when you're shaking up your workable fixative, which is what I'm putting on here, roll the can. So what I do is I shake and then I roll it and I shake it again. And that way we get a really good mix. All right, give me a second here. All right. Helen, how are you tonight? Now, when you go to do this page, the Krylon, it does not take long to dry at all. 3-4 minutes at the most. And again, when I have something that's as busy as this, I like to start. Hi, Sandra Shelley. Yep, had a nice Easter. Your ears must have been burning because we were complimenting you on your coloring of the Cinderella in Ruth Sanderson's book. You did a drop-dead gorgeous job. All right, when I have a big area like this, now I could use marker if I want. I could use, I wouldn't use, well, I could use alcohol-based. You're pretty sure you know the picture, the person in the picture? Oh, Julie says let's set for an hour. Yeah. It would be better to do that. You're talking about the Krylon, I'm assuming. So Julie, if you can let it set for an hour, really, it would be a lot better to do that. Lila says she posed for this. So what I'm doing, because I'm doing these big swaths right now, is I'm going to go ahead. I'm using, Dawn did this when she was doing an area. I'm using the side of my pencil. Oh, Sandra, you did a beautiful picture in that Cinderella. How did you like doing something that extensive in grayscale? Yeah, Julie, did you catch my comment? Oh, Melissa says I've seen her in her mirror. Okay, so you've got, yeah, the Jillian's Fake Queen, but haven't started? Yeah. Don't forget to put your files in the file folder. Now, I can tell you for a fact that because I used my pencil so quickly after putting the Krylon on, that my pencil is not going on as smoothly as I would like. So that's why I'm saying you really should do it and let it sit to dry and then proceed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to define where all the skin is on our lady. that we all decided is drawn after our own images. Oh, that's cool, Sandra. So you did each image one at a time? And it wasn't as hard as you first thought. That's right. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Now, there are several advantages to starting out with your color like this. And again, we're tinting, which is your lighter color. Diane has a snowstorm. Yeah, Sandra, so you're going to apply that technique to other pictures. Good. Now, you guys know that I have talked about what? What's the T word that I talk about all the time? Zoom in. Yeah, and it's patchy because the Krylon hasn't dried all the way. You have snow blizzards hitting the UK tomorrow. How's the music level, guys? Nice little background. Now, because of the slickness of the paper, yeah, I just want to make sure that my broadcast, my talking to you is clear. Some of you are using headphones or earbuds. How is it that I can use something and then immediately lose it? Zoom out. I forgot one of her fingers. Hold on. Or missed it, I should say. Yeah, and it's embarrassing when I'm doing this live and I lay something down. Oh yeah, her wrinkles and her love handles are absolutely wonderful. I have a surprise coming in for you guys regarding this topic of body image. It's coming in Wednesday. Now, again, I'm just doing a base layer. So let's talk about that again for a minute. If you weren't spraying with Krylon, adding this base layer is another way to create your surface. It's like putting down a film to color on and blend on. Lila says she had fun posing for this picture. You did a good job, Lila. Well, I'm glad you wore your best fancy undies. And Melissa has now decided that she is twins with you. Zoom in. And by the way, this skin color happens to be a PC 927. There you go, Julie. You guys are a hoot. If it weren't Easter, I'd have Jeff Haynie come in here. I'm sure he would just be full of comments. I mean, obviously respectful and polite. Remember how we were all talking about his cat that had the huge boobs on it? Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. So even though this is just my base color, I'll have to show it to him on Tuesday. Yeah. You know what though? I really like more realistic pictures like this. So what I'm doing now is I'm going ahead. You can see a very subtle difference. See that line right there? This is where I'm going over it to get my rich color. Zoom in. See that line right there? That's where I happen to stop doing this. See that? And in the process of doing this, so I put down my base layer, and in the process of doing this, I'm also taking the liberty of starting to shade in where some of my darker colors are going to be. Now, why do you do this on the base? Well, we're building layers, which is always good to do. See how much richer now that arm looks? And this is where you're going to start on your shading. Now, don't overcomplicate this, guys. It's not hard. It's not involved. I'm just working on getting rid of that popcorn effect and getting a very rich undertone of color. And I want you to think of it this way. Christy, I love it. You guys are cracking me up. More to love and harder to kidnap. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Rebecca says that's me after kid number 4. Oh, yeah. Okay. What's going on here? It's the inside of the hat. Yes, this is an excellent skin practice page. And this is why I want you to get weird things like this book, which, by the way, is not on our affiliate list. So if you're thinking of ordering it, please wait. Yes, Lila, at the moment I am using the same pencil color. I'm just creating now some of my shading, and I'm working on how dark I want the skin. So it is serving several purposes here. And you can see on camera, see where I'm getting the better color now? And it's still lighter down here. So I've got 2 things coming on Tuesday that I want to show you. Now I'm going to take the opportunity to darken this line right here. We'll get that shading on there. And this piece is a little bit unusual because we've got so much skin. So this is a little more of, I don't want to use that word. Let's see. Don't want to use that word either. A little more involved. There we go. Zoom out. So see how this is looking really cool down to this point. Zoom in. And remember, I'm not pounding my pencil into the paper. Somebody tell me how we darken with our pencils. Okay. I love this picture. I don't know why. I just love it. I love it. I love it. So somebody tell me how we darken a color in pencil. Ooh, you make your own donuts, huh? Well, yeah, multiple layers. Lila says just keep going over the area by layering. That's right. When you want to darken with a pencil color that you're using, you don't jam your pencil into the paper. You keep stroking it until you get the shade that you want. So in doing this area right here, I'm not shoving the pencil into the paper. I'm just going ahead and do my repeated strokes on it. And that gives me the color, or the shade that I want, excuse me. Yeah, it's, Sandra, it's not a light, medium, dark per se. Maybe that what you're thinking of. The answer that I'm looking for is that when you want something darker with the current pencil that you're using, you don't obtain that darker color by shoving the pencil into the paper. You obtain it by repeated strokes of that pencil. Okay, now everybody see how I'm getting a nice rich color. Zoom out. Zoom out. Exactly, Julie. You notice that when you put the first light layer on and then went back over it, it blended really well. Yep, 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 yep. And look how rich now this color looks as I'm working my way down. This is just a base layer here. That's all it is. It's a marker layer, and by that I mean it marks where I'm going to be putting the particular color. And remember how I told you that when you have a picture that's got a lot of things in it, is to start picking out things and coloring those and then use them as guideposts. Now, some of you may be watching this process and saying, oh my gosh, I don't want to get that involved with it, yada, yada, yada. Well, okay. But if you want really great pieces and you want to step up your coloring, these are the things that you need to do. No more one-dimensional coloring for you guys. I've been pulling you out of that since day one. And I knew that this piece would be a perfect piece to show you skin and to show you how to do these various colorings. And again, it's not complex. I've been using the same pencil all this time while I'm yakking at you. And all I'm doing right now is I'm establishing the skin tone that I want of our model here. Now, if you want to do a lady a little bit darker, that's fine. But right now, this is the basis that I want of what her skin coloring is. Now, we know that we all have different skin colors, right? I mean, here's mine. So we could have made her a little bit darker yet. Now, you also may be wondering why I'm not showing any highlights on the skin yet. And that's because I'm not there yet. Meaning, I'm just getting my basic skin color down. For example, when Ruth Sanderson does her grayscale, I posted the video of that horse, and she selected 4 pencil colors, and she said one of the colors that I'm selecting is what the horse color is, the actual color of the horse. The others are the shading and the variation of that. Does that make sense? So if we weren't going to tan up our lady friend here, this would be her basic color, and I would go ahead and work on the shading from that. But I want a nice, rich skin color. Another way to explain this, or explain that, is this is what her color would be if she weren't getting sunburned, right? Or tanned. So that should help you in doing skin color. Let me explain it this way. If this were a picture of a heavyset lady on a bed inside, this would be basically her skin color. Oh, I know you're paying. ILene thinks we are paying attention. Yeah, there's Sandra. This is her first day on the beach color. So if she were indoors on her bed, this would be her natural, I'm not tanned or burned color. Okay, so everybody see now how I've got this working the way down. Oh, I forgot behind her hand. Oh, okay, I did not realize they didn't know. I missed it, Wanda. What don't we know? Now, for anybody that's watching this, if you're up in the balcony and you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Wanda says, haha, ILene, I can't say. Oh boy, now I gotta scroll back and see what you guys were saying. And the neat thing about this picture, hi Erica. Erica, we do this all the time. We all decided that we posed for this. We're arguing over who posed for it. It's a compilation, right? So here, these are my legs, right? Oh no. So what, after I finish this, I have to label the different parts? Yeah, it's a swimsuit. I thought you guys would get a kick out of this picture. And then what I would do, because see, I can see the pencil marks in here from the waxiness. So I'm just going ahead and giving this a quick rub with my finger. And that's just smoothing everything out. There we go. And this is why you want to use the flat side of your pencil, because if you use the pointy side, you're going to have pointy smears in it. Yeah, there's a little bit on there. ILene is tickling your belly. Erica, this happens to be a Prismacolor, but it doesn't matter. I use different kinds. I don't mix my, I don't keep my pencils by brand. I keep them by color. I mix them up. Well, I thought you guys would enjoy this. It's the change of the season. We can all think about summer, spring, summer. Okay. Zoom in. They are special garters for your Amazon man. He likes them. Okay. Zoom out. So now you can see very clearly. I can see clearly now. All right, so we've got this coming down here, and I've colored all the way to here, and you can literally see the difference now between where I've put in the rich color and where my base color is. Haven't you all wondered why he keeps coming back every day? Lila's talking about the Amazon man. Okay, ladies. And again, okay, Wanda, was that you that sent the $25 gift certificate to Amazon? For the Amazon gift card? Somebody sent the group a $25 Amazon gift card. Zoom in. Okay, so side of my pencil, I'm not bearing down super hard. I'm just getting hard enough with it that it's coloring my popcorn layers. Okay, it was not you. That's going to drive me nuts. Yeah, and the really wonky thing, Wanda, is they had to know my email address in order to send the gift card. So it's somebody that knows my email address. It's just my name at charter.net. Yes, I appreciate it, and I got some neat stuff with it for the group. Okay. Woohoo! Let me grab some water. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. Well, thank you to the mystery person. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, could be conspiracy, someone knew someone that sent you stuff and got it from them. Okay. Okay, so now I have Arteza. And this color is called Peony Pink. Now, I want you to think about skin color that's been in the sun. When you do something like this. Zoom in. So now what I want you to see is I'm taking this pink, this Arteza, just happens to be the brand that I got. And I'm going to go ahead and pink this up a little bit. Everybody see how cool that looks? Zoom in. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. And again, I'm coming in with my light shades of this color. Why? Because I can always go back and start to go a little further with my colors as I want them to be more pronounced. And as Julie just mentioned, I'm holding my pencil at the very end. So tip, end, just to clarify. And this Arteza happens to be a really nice pencil for doing something like this. And also notice that I have no compunction about getting my fingers in there and blending. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little more pink on the nose. And no, Wanda, it's not because she's been hitting the alcohol, because you don't want to drink alcohol and be in the sun at the same time. Inside joke, everybody. Wanda wanted me to do a drunk gnome one day by making the gnome's nose a little pinker, so it's been our running joke with Wanda. And if you get a little too much color in an area, just touch it very lightly with your Tombow eraser, because by this time this pink is on the very top and it comes off very easily. Zoom in. Now let's think about sunburn a little bit. Probably going to see it on the knuckles, right? And this is where I want you guys to think about what's going on in your picture. If you were on the beach and you were in this position, where would you get sunburned? So the story behind this, in my mind, is that this lady has fallen asleep. And now she's going to be dealing with the consequence of that. Oh, good night, Pearl. Da, 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 da. Zoom in. Now, this is why also I like to keep my colored areas tidy. So I got some color on the ring. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that off, because that just helps me with my perspective of my colors here. Okay, zoom out. So let's go ahead and pink up some of these areas now where she's going to be burned. And in addition to doing that, I'm also going to pink up the entire area just to have a consistency in color. So it's an overall sunburn, but we're going to emphasize it in some of these higher points. Does that make sense? So on this whole arm area, we're going to have the pink. That's funny, Julie. You had a line where your leg was crossed. That's funny. Not funny that you were sunburned. Now, in the area here where the fat of her face and head are rolling out, you want to go ahead and pink that up as well. And emphasize that. Okay, so no, she wasn't wearing sunblock. So let's look at this here and see where we would go ahead and pink that up a little more. Again, the whole thing, I'm giving a slight pink tint. But I'm emphasizing the areas that are sticking out a little bit more, like the back of the head where that additional fat is. Questions, comments? well, I don't want to say comments because you guys have been at it all night. So anywhere now, any place now that we've got rolls, and we're going to have a little bit more exposure. Sandra, what are you talking about? Is it fat or is it hair? What's the it that you're talking about? Now, I'm going to go ahead and emphasize her backside. Yeah, the hair, okay, the hair is up under the hat. Yeah, I have no indication that that's hair. The hair is up under the hat because that looks like continuous skin. Yeah, okay, thank you. Zoom out. Okay. So we've all decided that this is a self-portrait, right? Oh my. Oh, she left her blue wig at home and thus the hat. Oh my. Guys, don't scare away the new people, please. Yes, we have fun in this group. Yes, I'm holding my pencil near the end. Okay, the belly now that would be sticking out. We'll go ahead and get a little pink up on that. Oh, I realized that it can't be me. Those are shaved legs. Okay. You guys are really on a roll tonight. Pun intended. Yeah, I know, Lila. I was thinking about that. I could draw hair on the legs. Better watch out. That thought crossed my mind, Lila. Da, 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 da. Rebecca says my poor husband Kevin keeps giving me very strange looks when I burst out laughing. Okay, so let's talk about the knee a little bit. That's sticking up forward. Oh. I need to do something here. You guys are going to kill me. Hold on. Let me do something here. Bear with me. Okay. Uh-oh. What's Wanda saying? No, she's doing a no on me again about the hair. Well, yeah. You guys know better than to give me ideas, right? What do I do with ideas when you tell me about them? Okay, so the knees we're going to make a little bit more pronounced with our pink. Pit hair too. Okay. Okay, Lila. Got it. Okay, so we've got underneath the breast here with a little pink. And then we're going to go ahead and pink up the knees. Poor Wanda. When somebody comes up with a weird suggestion like that, she'll go, no! Oh, yeah. Too late, Wanda. Already thought about it. Okay, again, now, a very light, wherever I didn't emphasize the pink here, you still want a very light coloring overall. This is one of those your brain will see it, not your eyes. She should have a squished bug tattoo. Oh. Oh. All right, everybody see what a difference is? Okay, so I've put the pink here. I put the pink all over here, but not on the thigh area. Well, I got a little bit there. Everybody see the difference? That's the problem. You guys are all wound up from Easter candy. Da, da, da. So now you can see the difference here with the pink, and then this does not have any on it here. See, now we're going to scare anybody on our balcony here that's watching about coming in and saying hello, unless they're doubled over in laughter as well. Okay, so let's talk about this thigh area here as well. You guys are fun. So on the thigh area on top now, we're going to have burn there. Very light pink. Now notice I'm emphasizing the pink up here and leaving it go. I know, they love it up there. Laughing. They're laughing with us, we know that. I'm telling you guys, we have a hoot. Okay. So notice how I've put the pink up here and let it, and then just did the lighter here. So I've darkened the pink up at the top. Okay. So that's that for now. For now, for now. Da, da, da. I don't know if a balcony person gave the $25. Stephanie, remind me what your Bob's Burger project is. What is it? Is it it's a coloring, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean off the ring and the armband. Maddie says she's carrying around the phone doing housework and she's laughing. You need to put some kind of loop on your phone so you can attach it, you know, maybe put it around your neck. Yeah, Stephanie, if it's related to coloring, you can post it. Sure. Thank you for asking. Okay, and again, like I said, I like to erase out and I think on the knee here, right here, zoom in. Zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and pink this up just a little bit too. Just a little bit more. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Zoom out. A leg massage with the eraser. Yeah. Okay, top of the foot here. That's going to be sunburned. All right, so there's how she looks for the moment. Okay. Let me do one more thing really quick here. Anybody have any questions or comments? Comments about the coloring. And I will repeat to anybody who's watching this, we are all jesting about this because a number of us are heavier ladies. So I don't want anybody complaining. Well, now that I asked, yeah, what, Wanda? Good night, Rebecca. Wanda, you don't have to ask for permission to comment, right? Good night, Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're fluffy ladies, that's right. Oh, okay, Wanda. That is my bottle of booze in the bag that matches my undies. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's what it does look like, doesn't it? All right, so sit tight with me because I'm looking for a specific color at the moment. I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. Ooh, that's a good color. Okie dokie smoky. So we've got the base skin color in. We've got the sunburn where we want this to be at the moment. And now we're going to see why I have this color here. Nope, not that one. So this is a Cool Bank Light Camel. Yeah, that's the thing to say. We are all fluffy ladies. Okay. So now I'm coming in with a little bit of brown. And I'm talking like small amount. Or not small, but light. Excuse me. Now, the reason that I put the sunburn on first is because I knew when I came in with my brownish skin color that that was going to work with that pink. And what I want you to notice here now, because right now we've got like light skin with pink. So now we've got to go ahead and get our more realistic darker brown. And what this is going to do is that's going to merge in that pink with the skin. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, and sorry for the tissue use. Ooh. Okay. Oh, thank you guys. All right, zoom in. Zoom in. Now, what I want you to notice, because see, here is the hand with a little bit of the brown. Here's the face without the brown. And I want you to see now how that pink on that nose is not so garish as it was before. Now, unless you're light-skinned, that pink is not going to be sticking out like a sore thumb. But notice right here where that pink is, how that's showing up beautifully. It's muted a little bit. And by the way, the Doodlers hand book is not in our wish list yet. So if you're thinking about ordering it, please give me the time to put it on there. Or not wish list, I'm sorry, affiliate list. Okay, so Lila says the skin without the brown is her color of skin. Okay. And when you're in the sun, Lila, what happens then? You just get the bright pink all over it instead of really getting a tanned. Now my skin, when I get in the sun, it goes to a brown. Yeah, that is so bizarre when you have to order, when you order from the US and it costs you a fortune, Lila. I still do not understand why Amazon does not emulate what they have in their US warehouses in Canada. That's why I always it's so surprised when I go to see something and it's here in the US and not in Canada. I mean, what the heck? Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, so see how we're getting a really nice tan. And you see how we're getting a nice muted pink? So the burn is there, but it's not garish. And again, I'm using the side of my pencil here. So Katie says she's curvy Snow White, so she turns lobster red. And if it doesn't peel, it turns a light brown. Okay. Yeah, I'll smooth that out under the arm. Now, if you wanted to make her show with a very bright and distinct burn, then you would go ahead and let that pink show up more. But the story behind this is she's been in the sun, she's gotten her nice tan, but then she started to burn, okay? Good night, Miss Melissa. I hope you had fun. Okay, so everybody see the difference now as I'm working this down? We've still got the lighter skin and the pink, and we still need to had lots of laughs, yeah. That we do. Well, Melissa, you're just going to have to watch the rest of the video then. Okay. Sandra, you doing okay there? Kelly, Shelly, excuse me, Sandra Shelly, you're awfully quiet tonight. Are you coloring? Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Every once in a while. Good night, Maddie. Clean this off. Oh, by the way, this is the picture that's on the other side of this thing. I may do that one as well. It's just funny. Oh, I'm glad you had a lovely afternoon with your family. That's so cool. Yeah, whether you just want to color everybody while I'm doing this, or just relax, sit back and relax and watch this and listen to how insane and funny we are. Now, you may wonder where to start on something like this. And as I always say, you want to tint in your base color. And then I decided I wanted the sunburn. So I added that. And now I'm going back over my base color with basically the final color that I want the skin to be. Good night, Katie. But wait, there's more. Now, I'm getting a little bit of modeling with the brown. I don't mind. Zoom in. We're all mad here, but in a good way. And then I'm going to go ahead and give that a rub with my finger. Zoom out. Oh, you saw your granddaughter, Sandra K? Zoom out. Sand stuck to her skin. Okay. Now, here we go. So now I'm ready to get into my shading on this skin. And again, this is where I like to tidy up a little bit. Hi, Rachel. Okay. Okie dokie smoky. Now I'm going to take my brown, zoom in, and now I'm going to start my shading and my highlighting. So this is the same brown that I used before. And anywhere that there is, hi Jeff, zoom out, zoom out. So as I said, now that I've got all this done, happy Easter, Jeff. I'm going to go through, and anywhere I have anything that crosses the skin, I'm going to take my brown and then I'm going to shade it out towards the skin, or blend it out, excuse me. Close your eyes, Jeff. Oh my. So everybody's seeing now how I'm going ahead and I'm adding that shadow.
What's going on here?
Hi, Jeff.
Everybody.
How are you?
I'm fine. I thought I'd just pop in for a minute. Happy Easter, everybody.
Yes.
I'm here with my lovely assistant and wife, Sherry.
Hi,
Say
Sherry.
hello, Sherry.
Hi.
Sherry.
We got two of the brothers.
Two of the brothers.
Oh.
Monkey. And then here is Mr. Loki.
Loki.
So what's going on? What's up? I just saw your text about popping in.
Jeff, I decided that I had to redeem you. And remember how Remember how we always would tease you about that one cat that had the huge boobs on it?
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted you to see this drawing.
I love it. Who did it? I love it.
Well, this is out of a book. I thought you'd get a hoot out of this. This is out of the Doodlers Anonymous
Okay.
epic coloring book.
Okay, it's great.
So it's not the different people?
I'm sorry, Sherry?
Is it different artists?
Yes. And that's the neat thing about this book is now you guys can see the whole cover, right? Can you see it from side to side? Okay, I got to tell you a little story about that. Whenever I bring a guest on, it splits my screen. And so all this time I was moving it over to the left, you know, thinking so because I couldn't tell if you guys couldn't see it. And finally somebody told me that I was off center and I thought, wait a minute, you know. So anyway, so now I know. So Doodlers Anonymous was put together by Ronnie Takeo and Hugo Segis. And these are illustrations by 90 artists.
Wow.
Wow.
And what they did is they invited different artists to come in and submit their interpretation of their drawings. So I just wanted you to see that. I thought, you know, it's just so cool.
That's great.
And some of them are like really out there.
That is,
They are really out there. Look at that one. Look at the chair.
that's kind of surreal.
Yeah. And oh, if you think, Sherry, if you think that that's surreal, wait a minute. Let me show you this one. There you go. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Jeff had a student when he was teaching college that had that kind of drawing in his sketchbook.
I have some sketchbook with some pretty crazy drawings. Maybe I should turn those into some color book pages.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. When I would draw a lot of that stuff, Sherry would say, I can't believe the stuff that comes out of your head.
Well, that's a whole nother story, Jeff, and we're taking up a collection for therapy for you.
Oh, thank you. I need it. I need it.
But
You guys are so sweet. You're so sweet.
So this book here, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, thanks for sharing this with me. That's great. Oh, I love this page with the umbrellas.
I like that too.
That's wonderful.
Where did you get that?
It's available. It should be available on Amazon. It's an older. Oops, hold on. My desk blew up here. It's an older book. I've had this for years, but the color, the images in here are just, you know, some of them are like pretty standard, and then you get things like this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is wild. Wow.
And
it's kind of like the one that I got you. Only I think that's all the same artist, but remember she kind of does real.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted you to see this book, Jeff, because
I love him.
Oh, look at this. I love that. Oh, gosh.
He's awesome. Is it a pig?
Is it a what?
Is it a pig?
I think it's a fox.
Oh, I see now. It's a fox. I see.
I wonder how people would like it if I was to do a book of just fun, quirky stuff. Like, I've got so many drawings like that. I just, I mean, there are a few of the drawings in my latest book, the little trolls and things like that are in the latest book. But I have a lot of fun doodle drawings and stuff like that. Yeah, like that.
Well, Jeff, read my lips if I were on camera. Yes. Yeah. Do the book. Yes.
Okay, you have your answer.
Okay.
Listen, we talked about this one time, and remember that I was talking about you expanding your repertoire, you know, not that your cats aren't great and everybody loves them and everything that goes with it, but I really think that you need to expand your repertoire. Here, this is from the book as well.
wonderful. That's gorgeous.
Oh my
Did
God.
you color that?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
I just love the concept. That is an awesome concept.
Now, this is where you take your marker, you put your base color down like I taught you. Is you put the base color down, you put your marker around the outside of a similar color, and then you can pull it in with your fingers.
Yeah, no, I like that. That was a really good technique.
Yeah, see, so all of that.
That thing, you end up having black fingers by the end of the night.
You do. And not only that, you got to switch them. You know, you switch through like, you know, how many fingers you can do.
5 black fingers.
So
you have 5 black fingers.
Or 10.
And I hate wearing those plastic gloves, those vinyl gloves or whatever, because it makes your hands sweat. And then I've got this like layer of water inside my gloves, and so I hate using those.
do you use gloves a lot when you paint? Is that what you do?
Well, we've been painting the house.
Oh,
We've been doing a lot with our house.
That kind of painting.
Exterior. Oh, there's a ILene.
yeah, there's,
Oh, it is.
Piece.
yeah,
Sure is.
yeah.
I can't wait for you to meet. I can't wait for you to meet her. She's a doll. She's so wonderful.
And this I took stencil and put the hearts around the outside and made the red border. So
Great.
it's just, yeah. So these are, you know, and I think I flipped through other stuff. This is just some other stuff that I've done. This is Maribel Sanchez, and she draws these, and then she gave this to our group to color. And so that was really cool with that.
That's great. That's a neat one.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I've got to change my view. Whoop, wrong way. Okay. Yeah, I'm zoomed out all the way, guys. And then this one, I got into doing Native American stuff, so I really enjoy doing this one.
Can you slide it over just a little bit so I can see it? Slide it to your left. Yes, there you go. Oh, that's beautiful design. Oh my gosh.
Cool.
So I was teaching people how to do skin color, different skin colors. And so this worked out really well for this because people were wanting to see, you know, how to do the different images. Okay, so Lila is telling me she's only seeing the ring binder. All right. Oh, go ahead. Turn towards that picture that you started to. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you were showing me something. But yes, yeah. I'm sorry. You were just adjusting. Kitty cat.
There's one of my paintings.
There you go. There you go.
We're just relaxing. I'm not working tonight. I'm taking the night off.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, no, I got to take some downtime. So we're just relaxing.
So this is the book. It's Doodlers Anonymous. 90 different artists. And again, Jeff, I absolutely would love to see you do a book with stuff like this. And you're starting to do it now. I think when you were doing the cats with the alien stuff and the whole bit, you know, you do it there.
Yeah.
And I think we're friends enough that I can say it this way. I think right now you're locking yourself, you know, you got your start and everybody loves your cats and that's how everybody has come to know you. But I think that you are much more than just that, okay? In other words, what you're doing now is drop dead gorgeous. I love it. And just like Wanda says, anything Jeff does is great. And this last piece, the last coloring book that you put out, what's the one with the whale on the cover?
Mystical Visions.
Okay.
I didn't see.
Yeah, that one you started to go more towards that, and so I really think that you should show the coloring industry, now that you've made your mark, the coloring book industry, that you are capable. You're not a one. Let me put it this way: you're not a one-trick pony.
knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate.
And you've got a lot of drawings already in storage that you could pull out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
use.
I mean, because I'm so, I'm so young into the coloring book industry, and I love it. And I have this backlog of being an illustrator for, 30 some odd years. So I have all these drawings and
some of your other little animal characters.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. I appreciate you. First of all, I appreciate you having the boldness to say that. I really appreciate that, and I received that.
Okay.
I thank you for mentioning that. I think you're right on. What I'm finding now that I think I've shared with you is that God has blessed us so much with all these new things, the puzzles, the coloring books, the gallery stuff. It's all really taking off. So my career, it's funny. I've spent 30 some odd years trying to make my career take off. And then once, in 2019, when I said, I'm tired of trying to make it work, and I just let God take the reins, and now everything's exploding. Everything's really it's just like my stuff is going all over the place. And it's really because I'm meeting all these cool people.
Yeah.
Like yourself, and all the colorists and puzzlers, and I'm meeting all these amazing people.
Is that what they call them? Puzzlers?
Puzzlers, yeah.
Puzzlers. Yeah.
That's
Well,
hilarious. That's a great image.
Oh, I know, and I thought you'd get a kick out of this. There's a little story behind this, a quick story. I had purchased that book, Doodlers Anonymous, and several years ago I colored this, and I loved it so much. I probably couldn't do it now in today's atmosphere, but in my little cubicle, I would bring in things that I had colored and put them, on my wall, and this was one of the pictures. Well, when the employer asked me to leave the company, they fired me.
Oh no.
I took my stuff and my picture disappeared. Now I would swear, well, no. I would swear up and down that I put it in the box. I'm pretty sure I did, but I couldn't find it. And I loved this thing so much that I bought the book again just to get this picture back, and now I'm coloring it for my peeps.
That's
and
great.
I bet somebody took it.
Somebody probably took it.
Well, I'm pretty sure I put it in the box. I think it's in the house somewhere. I don't know. They could have. But this is making for a really good lesson because it's massive areas of skin. And so I was talking about putting down my base color. Now, I'm not using markers. I'm just going pencil on this. And so I put down the lighter brown, and then I put this layer of pink over it because I wanted to start it to tint in the sunburn. And so, and then on certain areas, I made the pink a little bit darker where the sunburn would show up more. So that's the elbows, the knees, some of the fat rolls on the back of the head. And now I'm going back, and then I did the whole thing over in pink, and now I'm going back over and finishing it up with a little bit of brown covering. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking my brown and I'm showing where the suntan is now going to be darker underneath the area where there's anything crossing here. So, like the band. Right. And so that's what I'm teaching on today. And so, for example, when I work around this panty line here, I'll be going ahead and darkening that up. And that will be shading on top of what in effect is shading on top of a suntan. And that's why that's coming out dark and then playing out that color, this way.
Now, you know what? This technique you're talking about is a technique that we use a lot in the game industry on the painting of 3D models, when you would shade up to the edge of a contour, like what you're doing along the panty lines.
Okay.
When you shade, what it does is it makes that shape pop out.
So it's modeling.
Like modeling, it's a modeling technique. So that's a great technique to really highlight or make something stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like, if you think about it, it's almost kind of shading on the edge, like shadowing the edge, so it makes it come out a little bit more. So that's a neat.
I do that on my collages.
You do.
Yeah, so as I go through now, and you can see me doing this.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And then when I go through, and then of course I'll just blend that out on the skin.
Yeah, that's great. Are you going to do any marker like you showed me? The marker where you blend it with your finger?
Probably later on some of these other things that are more towards the outside.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But right now I'm just sticking to pencil because I want everybody to see how this shadowing and shading are going to make these images pop. So
yeah, it already popped. It's already popping.
Yeah, and I wanted to do it in pencil because not all of my peeps have markers. And so I don't want people to get discouraged thinking that they can't do it. So tonight I'm just kind of shying away. But see, now, as you can see now, look how those panties now are popping out.
I know.
Yeah.
It pops.
Yeah.
It makes that shape really pop.
She's got a garter.
I know. I love the garter. The garter is awesome.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, Jeff, it's almost a good thing that you weren't here earlier because we've been all really popping out with comments. Several of us have just, well, you might want to watch this one from earlier, but several of us have been commenting that we are models for this particular image.
Oh my
and
God.
You know,
hey, you know what, look, hey, let me tell you something. You know what, I got to tell you that when a guy reaches after the age 50, a guy should never take his shirt off in public or private. Have you ever heard the term man boobs?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Are you telling me you've got man boobs?
Did I say that? That's not politically correct. Yes, I've got man boobs. I'm over 50.
That's funny. I'll tell you. I was thinking of, well, the thing is that I was thinking about you while I was doing this and while we were all cracking up with these comments. I mean, you should see our earlier comments in this broadcast, but I've decided that I modeled the thighs, so, you know, and some of the stomach. But, hey.
Life is so short not to just laugh and have fun. It's not, it's just, these are the things of the joys of life of getting older and embracing things. And anyway, that's funny that you laugh.
So are you telling me that you don't take your shirt off when you're home in front of Sherry?
Very rarely.
To get in his pajamas.
Get my pajamas.
Are you kidding me? Really?
No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
I'm playing. Sherry will come and she'll pat me on the tummy because I have a little bit of a gut, and she'll pat me on the tummy and she'll go, "Baby, when's it due?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh gosh, you're killing."
Hey, I call it like I see it.
Yeah, Sherry calls it a.
What can I say?
Yeah.
And then what I'm showing my peeps too is, let's see, what I want to show everybody too is, don't be afraid, guys, yeah, we're fluffy. That's what we're saying. We own our fluff.
That's right. Fluffy, the more fluffier, the better. There's more to hug.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, what I'm doing here too is I'll go ahead and carry, a line here. And several people have asked me how to color elderly people. And I'm going to be working on an image like that because that's just a matter of adding, lines like this in the face and so forth. So I'll be working on that. That'll be a future project. But the point is, you can see how, guys, I'm getting a really nice roll here as I'm continuing this line. And if you want to take and Jeff, I think by now you know that I absolutely love my pens. I use them all the time. My black pens, they're my Pilot pens.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, peeps, if you want to go ahead and add a line like this, and then go ahead and, oops, blur that, but not as dark as it just came out.
Oh,
and
so that's how you.
That's one way.
Yeah.
That's one way.
So, Sherry, I am notorious for adding things to drawings. And so, like Kirby Roseanne's and stuff like that, I just add all the time. I mean, that I teach that and I talk about it and I demonstrate it. So I have absolutely no compunction. You know, if I see a drawing like this, I may go ahead. For example, I might extend down this line a little bit just to make it more prominent.
Kind of make prominent.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I just need to use it there. This is a better pen. I used the wrong one before. But see, peeps, so this is what you can do is you can go through, and now we've got even more roll right here, and that emphasizes here how our model is looking. So that's very typical for me to show something like that, Sherry.
Yeah, that's great. I like how you're, you know, when you're making the dimension of it's really kind of a form of light and shadow where you actually make the light roll off of it and then roll off of it and roll off of it. And you know, skin is a great thing to do it with. Wrinkles, curtains, things like that have a lot of loops and things like that. I'd love to show you a technique where I use an electric eraser, where I put color down and then use the electric eraser. It highlights, kind of do that. I'll show you that later on. Maybe one time we can play around with something. Oh, you already got the electric eraser. Yeah, you see?
Oh, she's got one.
Yeah. So yeah. To go through and make the highlights on the area here.
Yeah, like that. You're already on it. You're already on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. See, and it just it works so good.
Yep.
See, look at that.
Brilliant.
That works great.
Yeah.
I gotta get me one of those.
Oh my gosh. Listen, this one here, the AFMAT, Shelley, is absolutely beautiful.
It's a great tool. It's such a great tool. You know what? Hey, something I'll tell you a fun technique that I use a lot, and I love with that is where you take just graphite pencil. Take graphite pencil, like, you know, when you sharpen your, if you just get your powdered graphite, basically,
out of your pencil
sharpener, and take it and rub it. You can take a paper towel and rub it on top of a drawing. You've got all your black lines, but then it's like doing a pencil, you know, except the graphite is like a powder, and you rub it on, and so you get this great. And then you take that electric eraser, and then you go and just pull highlights, and it looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what you're doing there. You're laying the pencil down manually with, you know, penciling it in like that. The other way I was talking about is you just smear the graphite around and rub it into the paper, and it gives this nice, like, real smooth gray. Then you take that electric eraser and then just start pulling highlights, and it does that same kind of look.
And you get black fingers.
Oh yeah. So is that something that you could you take a graphite pencil, and so in other words you have to drop the shavings of the graphite pencil on there? It's not something that you can use the tip of the pencil very lightly?
I'll demonstrate it. Maybe I'll demonstrate that. I'll bring that on Tuesday night.
You have to do a mechanical pencil.
Right. I'll show you. It's easy. Anybody can do it. It's really easy. It's a little messy, but it's a fun technique.
Oh, cool.
It's a fun technique. I used to do it's a neat drawing technique.
I never learned that.
I'm sorry you never learned that.
So,
well, I don't want to take up your time. My battery on my phone's probably going to die here just a little bit.
Okay. Well, like I said, first of all, I wanted to wish you both, Sherry and Jeff, a happy Easter, of course. And
Thank you.
He is risen. And I just also wanted to redeem you, Jeff, with this image so that you don't have to feel bad about your boob pictures.
Thank you. I feel so much better. I'm going to sleep much better tonight, just knowing I'm just going to sleep better tonight.
It's the yoga cat, isn't it?
It's the yoga cat.
It's the yoga cat.
Oh, you're not the first person that's asked me that question, and it's like, when I did that drawing, I just was like, I was thinking yoga, and I was thinking the kitty, and I was thinking the pose, and I put boobs on the kitty. It's like, trust me, I have nothing against boobs. I like boobs.
Of course.
There's nothing, I'm a guy. I like boobs, and I like my boobs. Anyway, I'm just having fun. I don't mean to offend anybody out there. I'm just having fun.
Okay, but I hope this doesn't stop you from putting more boobs in your pictures like that. And actually, let me say this: had you done it more consistently throughout your pictures, I don't think anybody would have noticed. But what happened is you're flipping through the book, and all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah.
They literally fall out at you.
They do.
That's funny.
So I had to show you this.
That's great. Love it.
So we're good.
Be cool.
Okay.
All right.
So real quick, back to the topic. If you would pull out your sketches, and I'm not saying don't abandon your cat stuff, but I would hate to see you be known as a one-trick pony. Oh, Jeff Haynie. Oh, he's the guy that does the cats.
Right.
Okay, that's
Right.
okay. That's okay for now. But I think that you are so much more than that. And when I started to see some of your images, if you were walking through our studio, and I've even, made these comments to you before, not as straightforward, but now that we're talking about it, I honestly think your next book should be those sketches like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. Actually, that's a really good idea. Actually, my latest book, I wanted to get a book out earlier, with some of my fantasy in it, because I had a lot of those, that I wanted to put in coloring book form. Most of those were Grace.
So get to work.
Yeah, did you hear what she said? She told me to get to work.
I heard it. Get to work.
Yeah. Cats are no help. They're no help at all. All they do is sleeping.
Yeah, but they're calming, when you have the pets, and they purr, and they just do really neat things. So we're good there.
That's true. Okay.
They keep your blood pressure low.
They keep my blood.
Blah, 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 blah. So let me ask you this question real quick. So your next book, you would do something like that?
You know what? Now that you mention it, it makes more sense, because I have so many. It's literally going through my sketchbooks and pulling out
the
a
drawings.
lot. I've got, like, there's this one drawing I'm thinking about. It's a dragon jogging.
Yeah, he's got some really weird stuff.
I got some fun stuff, and then being able to do that, plus add a lot of the new things that I've been enjoying doing, like a lot of the patterns and things that are really set up for colorists. That's something I enjoy. I love doing patterns and things like that. Really, that's kind of what got me. ILene got me in the colored book industry, but really, my drawings have some pattern and shapes and things in there. It's a natural fit to do some of that. What's this dragon?
Dragon?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that. Does Randall do any coloring books?
I've been trying to talk to him about it. He's doing some.
Okay, it's a friend of ours that lives in Kansas City, and he does cute dragons. All his dragons are like puppy dogs.
Those are cool. Those are really cool.
Oh.
See, it made me think of it when you were talking about that.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen that drawing before. I've seen that dragon drawing before.
This one?
That one. That one. Yep, I've seen that somewhere.
Are they
before.
all by the same artist?
Yes.
See, look here. Yeah, I've seen that one before. I've seen some of these before. I don't know where, but I've seen them before.
Look at this. And
I know the flow is beautiful.
That's really cool.
That is beautiful.
This is the guy is Brian Kessinger, Kessinger. And I don't know if you've ever, he is a phenomenal illustrator like you are, years and years of experience. And it's funny when you were commenting about how a picture flows, look at this. So you're going from the tail, you're going down here, and then right into the boat.
Yep.
I know. It's brilliant.
And so,
and look at this one. Look how high flows through the dragon there and comes up through the tail. Yeah, that's beautiful.
So I wanted to show you this because this is the kind of stuff that he does. This is a freebie from him, by the way. So what I would suggest to you is...
Oh, look at that one.
Is download... Yeah, look at... I mean, you've got a dragon sewing a hat.
I love it. I love that one.
With the hats on the tail.
Of course.
I mean, and then look, laughing mermaids with a dragon that's popping out of the ocean.
It's a sea dragon.
There you go. I mean, look at that, hugging a lady here.
Oh, I bet he did a lot of kids' books.
Could be. That would be something that you'd have to research. Look at this.
I know, that one is awesome.
Oh, man.
I have seen some of these drawings before, probably on some forums and things.
Look at this.
I know. He probably did some animation.
It looks like he
has
might
a very animated style.
Yeah, might have done some character design.
Character designs and things like that.
I mean, when you have a huge dragon like this, holding his tail no less, afraid of a little teeny tiny cute sheep, right?
No. See, a story, and you know what? It
tells a story.
The story is so important. To have these little stories in there in the drawings.
Here's one he's painting an image, a little doodad. And again, here's that, flow when you're doing that picture.
Yeah.
I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing this. This one, it looks like he sneezed.
Oh.
Look at that.
Brian Cassandra. I know, that's great.
So I wanted to show you this, that if yours are like this and are telling a story, and see, that's what I talk about all the time too, is I love pictures that tell a story.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this one. Take a second and see. You see what he's eating?
It's a big sandwich, isn't it?
And what's in the sandwich?
I can't see what's in the sandwich. Oh my gosh,
people.
Knights. It's a knight sandwich. Oh, that's amazing. Love it. Love it.
Isn't that cute?
It is great.
He works for Disney.
That's why. Okay, I've seen this stuff. So he works for Disney. That's why I've seen some of his stuff.
Look at that.
He's a illustrator and animator.
Yeah, so he's an animator. He looked like he was an animator because of the way his drawing style. Oh, this is great.
Is there any chance? Is there any chance that you may have crossed? I mean, look at this one. He's hiding behind a bush, and the knight is looking this way, and the dragon's behind it, holding a little tree like it's going to hide him.
Yeah, when you're in the industry, you see each other. You see each other's work. Sometimes you don't meet, but you kind of like
other people's work.
You'll show me people's work, and I've seen it before. I know, I love that. Look at this, Sherry. Look at that piece. That is exquisite.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I like too,
ILene,
that you're showing me, is some of these drawings are a lot more simpler. Oh yeah,
it's a mermaid that's dressed up like a French maid.
That's great.
Isn't that cute? The little
it is.
baby.
The other thing what I love about artists like this is they have the ability, and this is where animation comes in. They have the ability to really stir your imagination.
Look at this one.
I love this shirt. Oh my gosh. It's like a teddy bear knight.
I love that too.
And see, the thing that makes this, I think, is that when you think of a dragon, you think of, destroying and ugly and big and, hurting people. And then when you see something like this, you've got two opposites here. This as an illustrator. And so when we are looking at this, you should see the comments that are going by in the group. I mean, they colored this. I released this to the group, and they, oh my gosh, Sandra Shelley did some beautiful colorings with this. Jean did some beautiful. But so you have a vicious dragon that's showing a softness with a little toy, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, that's cool.
He does some real steampunk stuff too.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
This is great. This is great. Well, oh, this I have seen this drawing. I have seen this drawing.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is a beautiful drawing.
And then I was doing a little demo work on this one.
Nice.
Oh, he's skipping rope.
Yeah.
Oh.
With, okay, what is he skipping rope with?
Oh, it's Rapunzel's hair.
There you go.
Okay.
Awesome.
There you go. I probably should have made this more golds, but at the time the purple and the pinks were making me think of it. Oh, I love this. Look at this.
He's like, what the hell?
So let me tell you something. Then in the animation business,
Okay.
in animation, in what you're showing me in these drawings, is that good storytelling in a drawing. Usually, one of three things is happening. Oh, this is great.
He does comic books.
Oh, that's great.
Rolling over on the castle. Oops.
It's either something is about to happen, or something is happening, or something just happened.
Oh, interesting.
Rockwell.
Yeah, Norman Rockwell is the classic artist who did those.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, if you'll notice, you know, a lot of the really cool drawings is like something is about to happen. Like the one that you showed where the knight ran into the dragon and broke it. It's something just happened.
Yeah, it just
like
happened.
This one right here. But not only you can almost say this just happened, but because he ran into something else is about to happen. And it's just great storytelling. It's great storytelling. I love it. This is great.
So now
Sherry's looking up. Yeah, I've seen that one too.
You've seen that one?
Yeah, that's great. Sherry's actually pulling up his stuff on the phone. So Sherry's got a degree in art history. She's like a specialist, research specialist. So she does a lot of she's always showing me new artists. She comes across all these cool artists. And
I hadn't seen this guy though.
So she's kind of my living encyclopedia of artists.
Okay. Well, Jeff, the reason that I wanted to show you this is to give you ideas. You know, for all I know, maybe you and Brian cross paths. Is it possible and you just didn't realize at the time?
I'm wondering if he was at Disney and it was the same time you were at DreamWorks.
Yeah, it's very possible our paths could have crossed. Well, also too, Sherry and I would go down to San Diego every year to Comic-Con, and that's the hotbed for all of these animation artists.
Yeah.
Would go and books and their drawings and artwork, and it was just, I mean, there were just so many down there.
Yeah.
Well, go everywhere. So.
And here on this Doodlers, this is the backside of the picture.
Oh my gosh, look at the crab holding on to his ear.
Oh, I love that. Wow.
And then the octopus is sitting in his pipe. And then he's got two fish for eyebrows.
I know, I love it.
I see that now. Oh, he's got a fish beard.
Yeah.
Fish beard.
And eyebrows.
And mustache.
Oh, the mustache too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cool?
That's great. Thanks for showing all these.
And an octopus in his pipe.
Yeah.
So for me, I really enjoy images where you discover stuff, you know, like what we were talking about, that as you're looking at that, you go, oh yeah, oh, and look at here, and see, now look, there's a little shark here. I didn't even notice that earlier.
Yeah.
So we've got a fish, and then we've got this shark. And this work is by Zuzu Galova.
Zuzu, can you write that down? Zuzu Galova.
Galova.
VA.
So she's probably Russian or Ukrainian.
Maybe.
There's a lot of good artists over there.
So if you go through the book, and what I'll do, I think that in the book they list all the artists, and I'll go ahead and take a shot of that for you and send that to you if you're interested.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But
that'd be great.
Now that we're talking about this and this idea, okay, so I can honestly say then that you've heard it here first, folks, that Jeff's next book, right? I'm getting a commitment, Sherry, so you have to help me here, okay?
You have to get a commitment to get him to do anything.
Oh, that's not.
Okay.
It is too true.
Okay. So Jeff has just committed, here we go, on camera, live. This is going to go to video in my Facebook, and it also is going to go video on YouTube. That Jeff Haynie, his next book, is going to be these images, these surreal type images that he has sketched up, that he's got a ton of. And all he'd have to do is pick out like 25 of them and put them together in a book, right?
Right. Well, so Tuesday night, I'll pull out some of those sketchbooks and I'll show you a few of those drawings.
That would be wonderful. So
that's a good idea.
I'll do that. That way you can kind of see what I'm talking about.
That's
at least a few of the fun ones. So my phone is die.
Oh, okay. So real quick, Jeff, I need to hear it out of your mouth. You're going to say it. I commit to, say the words.
Oh my gosh, are you going to hold me to it? Okay.
Say it.
I commit to a goofy book, coloring book, the next one.
Whoa!
I heard it.
Jerry heard it, so y'all going to hold me to it. Okay.
We have an exclusive in Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, that Jeff Haynie.
That I'm going to do that. Okay. You know what? I appreciate that. I really appreciate the encouragement and the ideas. This is great. I love seeing all the stuff you showed me, and I really appreciate all the feedback and the comments that everybody's making, and it's just a joy for me. You know, you guys, it's wonderful to have people enjoy the artwork. Seriously, it's an honor to have people enjoy the artwork. It really does mean a lot to me. It's it does. It means a lot to me.
And I don't know if you can see the comments rolling by, but Stephanie Connors just typed in like 2 lines of clapping hands. So
yeah, I can't see any of the comments on my screen right now because I'm on my
They're
excited.
On my
phone. That's good. They're excited. Awesome.
Seriously, Jeff, we would love to see it. So Sherry, now you need to go ahead.
No, wait a minute. Hang on now. No, okay, no, wait a minute. Hang on. All right, everybody who's listening here now, come on now. Now, you know what you're asking for. You're asking for this stuff to come out of my head. Now, Sherry was saying, told me.
Weird.
It's weird. So, okay, just be ready because I'm not going to do boobs. I'm not going to, it's not that. It's just I'm going to have fun doing just stuff that just comes out of my head and just have fun.
There's one I'm thinking of. It's a man with a fish head.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I like that one
That could be one.
Well, there's a man with a fish beard.
Well, true. Good point.
A man with a fish beard.
Good
oh my
point.
Goodness.
Okay. Well, listen, I gotta tell you, yeah, Lila says go weird, Jeff. But see,
go weird, Jeff. Okay.
Now listen to this, Jeff. You should know by now.
What?
Well, first of all, a nickname for me, for ILene Vick, is Weird But Nice. So,
so what's my nickname?
Well, weirder but nice.
Weirder but
That works.
Okay. All
and
right.
I gotta tell you, Sherry, he called me a nut one time. We were talking in text, and he said, "ILene, you're a nut," and he said, "But a nice one."
And you like, thank you. I think.
Thank you.
I think that was a compliment.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys.
Well,
Well, love you both.
Love you too. You're so awesome, and I love you guys out there. Thank you for all your comments. I look forward to seeing everybody Tuesday night.
All right.
Hope everybody's going to tune in.
Yeah, we will. Oh, gosh.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I got to wait. One more quick thing. This is from Ruth Sanderson. You really need to plug in your phone so you don't kick out. But listen, her daughter Whitney wrote this story. Okay, so this is a kid's book. But listen, I saw this. Ruth was paging through this book, and Ruth went through. She had illustrated this book for Whitney's book. I said, "Oh my gosh, I would color those." And so Ruth,
yes.
Look at this. Ruth sent me.
Book. Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
That's totally grayscale.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Very.
what I suggested to my peeps is go to Goodwill, and anytime you see any book, whether it's by Ruth or not, that has images like this, now I wouldn't use marker because the pages are very thin, but oh my gosh, this would be absolutely gorgeous colored up. And some of my peeps are talking about getting the book and coloring it and giving it to their kids or their grandkids.
Oh,
that's great.
That's a great idea.
That is brilliant. Coloring a book too. That's a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
So Ruth, I mean, she sent me like a box full of coloring books, like 9 of them, and this was one of, because I fell in love with this one, and she just sent them all to me. So I've been promoting them, of course. But I mean, look at these.
Was that intended to be a coloring book?
No.
Well, are there people out there doing books that are books that have a written story, but the illustrations are intended for somebody to color them?
Yeah, is anybody doing that?
I've seen, not like this. I've seen a couple of coloring books that have mostly images and will have a little bit of text in it. For example, I've got one called The Night Before Christmas, and the image will be on the right or on the back. You better plug your phone in. Okay, look. This is The Night Before Christmas. The story's by Clement Moore, but this is by Charles Santori, and I don't know if you recognize the name.
We love him.
I have several books by Charles Santori. I love
him.
Okay, so this is what they did. They put in the steam of a pie, the little Night Before Christmas, and then they did an accompanying image with it. So see, they took the story, and then Santori did the illustrations, and he's done several of these. Okay.
Now, but were these intended to be colored? Were they intended to be colored like a coloring book?
Yes, these are intended to be coloring. Okay. Night Before Christmas coloring book. But this one, when Ruth was just talking about the fact that she had illustrated this for her daughter Whitney, and when she was paging through, I went absolutely nuts over it, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" And so these can be beautifully colored.
Yeah, it's great. That's great. Wow.
I don't know if you would ever get involved in something like this where you have a longer story. So in other words, it would be, if you did something like this, it would be less of a story, but it would still be a story. And then maybe every 1 or 2 pages, your images.
It's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea.
Especially since some of your images, you kind of have a backstory.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of my drawings, I do have stories with them. The other thing too that's really cool about this is you have different size drawings, and you can have little small little icon drawings. In other words, it's not always a full page of something to color.
Yeah. Exactly. And that was going to be my next suggestion. So let's say that you are writing a story, and the way that your images, your scratch images that you show us, your little doodles when you're putting books together, I could see, like up here in the corner, have one little your scratch images up here. I mean, the more that I'm thinking about it too, I'm giving myself an idea. If I can put my hands on the book real quick, give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, my plug. It's in the studio.
Oh. I thought it was in here.
No, it's in the studio.
Okay.
Even...
I did a flip through. I did a flip through of this book. I can't find the book because it went somewhere. I may have. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this book here, 50 Ways to Draw Your Beautiful Ordinary Life, was given.
Get up. Plug my phone in. Hang on, I got to plug my phone in. Okay, let's see. You still there?
Yeah, I am.
Hopefully this is it.
Way
okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this book was given to us by Virginia Dare, but the really neat thing is it goes through, and for people who are not illustrators, I am not an illustrator. It shows you really simple techniques for doing like little leafy things. Okay.
Oh, neat.
And how to do that. It shows you how to draw a lampshade. It shows you how to draw a little scrolly heart. So what I'm thinking of doing for myself, you know, it shows you how to do like a little putty cat. The simple steps, 1, 2, 3. Obviously you don't need something like this. But see, it shows you how to do all these little images. So what I'm thinking for me, for this book, is to go through. Oh, I wanted to show you what I did too. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, gee, does that look familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, look. All right. I have a lady in Canada, Jeff. I mean, you want to talk about blessings. She is a publisher. She publishes under the name of Jolt, J-O-L-T, book, B-O-O-K, no S. And she and I have formed a relationship now, and she is going to bring her artists through my group, and I'm going to highlight these artists in the group, so my peeps will benefit from that. So this happens to be something that, her name is Jillian Wilson, and this is something that she published because she's also an illustrator. And as I was going through, I wanted to add, you know, some little extra doodads and stuff. And so I added the little swirlies here. The idea was to do it in green pen. One of my peeps gave me that idea. I added them on the faces here as I was doing that. So that's the kind of thing that I'm doing on this particular piece. So so what I'm getting to, as I'm thinking about this, I could see me going through this book and maybe adding, you know, you do pencil first and then you do it in pen, is to add like little doodads in here and color them.
Right.
So for you, if you have your images and you have stories behind them, you could, I mean, it wouldn't be this thick, obviously, right?
Right.
But for you, I could see you doing your story and then doing all your little wonderful doodles through here. Just make sure that they're easily colorable. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea.
Like the Hagar, the Harry, the Viking cat. You've got a whole story about. And you could have little mice running across.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could have a mouse running across. Yeah. And
well, it's almost like doing a children's book in a way, except it's really designed to be more of a
adult coloring book.
Adult coloring book, storybook kind of thing. That's brilliant. I love it. That's brilliant. It's making me really think differently about a coloring book.
What if you did some Viking patterns in there?
Yeah, so I've got, like, for example, Sherry was just talking about one of my drawings, the Viking cat. I have a whole bunch of drawings of that, but the thing is like being able to do a you know, a book like that with Viking stuff and Viking patterns, and you know, and you've got the mice, and then adding more of the stuff you were talking about, where there's more other things besides the cats and the mice,
Mm-hmm.
but it could be neat. They could be neat little swords, or
Yeah.
little castles, or things, or no, it's good. I like that.
But doing them in such a way, the way that Brian did, is, when you could make a story out of something like this,
Yeah.
If you rearrange the pages, this whole thing here might even be makeable into a book. Does that make sense? With a storybook?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
well,
there
the
are
thing is that
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you could easily just write a story and start adapting the images to fit into the story.
Right.
Well, look at this image here. If you did, I assume this is 8.5 by 11. Here's an idea for you. You do your story right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
So if you draw your main image, and then you go through and you put your story in whatever size type, not as big as what is in the Christmas thing. This is just obviously doing the night before Christmas. That's way too big. But if you created a little event around this and wrote the story right here and wrote the story down here, I think you would have a phenomenal coloring book.
I do too.
That's
And
a
then
great idea.
And even if you kept the story to one page here, so you don't want just a few words, you want, you see what I'm saying? You want more than just a few words. So then we go to color something else, and this could be another story.
That's right.
He's got his feet, he's trying to run off with sheep in this one. I don't know if you can see that. And
I know, I could.
So then you could go ahead and write a little story about that. You may even continue it to
a book. Oh, go ahead.
Like a book of fairy.
Yeah, it's like a book of fairy tales or a collection of stories.
Yeah. So the prominent thing is your image, right? Because this is over what, maybe 2/3 of the page? It's over half, right? Maybe.
Right.
So this would be the prominent thing, obviously, because that's what we want to color. Because you don't want to get into too small stuff. You don't want the story to override the image. But on the other hand, you want enough of a story that it makes it interesting as to what's going on here. So that's an idea for you.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna take some notes after we get off the phone here. There's some good thoughts there that can be built on for a book.
I mean, I don't know how you are, refresh my memory. Like here, this image here, we've got him being afraid of the sheep, but the image where we saw him holding, I love this one with the knights and the sandwich. That just
right. Yeah, that's a brilliant one. That's a
cracks
brilliant
me
line.
up. That other image that had the sheep, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So see, this is almost a continuation of a story. Can you see both images in the view?
Yeah.
So maybe he was afraid, and then, just something that transitions over to him walking away with the sheep. Just an idea for you. It may not transition well. I don't know. But I just thought of these two things with that. Now, for my peeps that are watching this, and I want to say this again, this is a very simple image to draw. And I'm going to pull you over because I need to see it on the screen. But when you're drawing something like this, all Brian did is he went and he made a little fluffy, okay? And then he went through and did somewhat of an oval. Now, obviously, he did this in black, and I'm doing it very quickly. And then he added the 2 little eyes, and then he added the 4 feet. And so for those of you watching here, I want you to see how simple it is to add something to a page. Does that make sense, everybody? And that does go back to this Ruth Sanderson book. And what Jeff was talking about is you could add, let's say there's discussion about sheep, you could put some really cute sheep in there. So do you see what I'm saying, Jeff, on that?
Yeah, that's making me think that, like, on a book with a theme, and I'm just using an example, the Viking theme. Say that there's some drawings on some Viking patterns, and basically they're in the book, but then there's also kind of how to make that pattern. So you could actually put that pattern anywhere in the book that you want.
Okay.
Same thing. It's the same thing what you're saying, like the little birdie.
Well, and the other thing, Jeff, that you would need to decide is, would you make the whole book, for example, around dragons with different stories, or would you go through, let's say you do one page with something like this, you're telling whatever story, and then the next page is one of your other doodles that you have.
That's probably.
Yeah, probably what. Yeah, the first one, as far as the first one, getting in that mindset is just, for me, picking some of the best drawings that I have, and some of them already have stories to them. So it'd be like each page is its own little story and image.
Yeah.
I love the idea of doing a cohesive book and story, but that's going to take a little bit more planning to do that.
Yeah, but you know what though? The more I think about it, because I'm listening to, as you're talking too, when you do a book and you've got different images in it, if you have each page as being its own little story, that theme will carry through all the way through. So that will have it that you don't have to worry about building up a huge story through the entire thing.
Right.
So, but what I'm also saying here, that I would, well, I don't want to say recommend, but, let me find my pencil. Okay. So your story here could be like going like this. Can you see this gray line?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going through like this. So it would be a somewhat involved story. Okay, and then maybe you could pop more text down here. Okay. And then maybe finish it off.
Yeah.
Down like that.
Yeah.
And you don't want teeny tiny text, but you want enough here that it just makes the whole story come together based on what was going on here. And that's a little bit close to the image, so you wouldn't want to be that close, I wouldn't think. See how cool that would look?
Oh, it'd be awesome. I could do that already. And that's when you first showed me, and we were talking about type, that's what I was thinking about, how to wrap around the image. It actually part of the design like that. And you know what, there's something fun about a story too, where it's an excerpt from the story. It's like, it's almost like a page out of the story where you know enough about what's going on, but you get a little bit of glimpse of what's going on in the story, and then you can fill in a lot. You can fill in a lot.
Colorist.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and let's say on this one here, that the little backstory may be that let's just call him Kirby for the sake of a name, okay? And maybe Kirby has been kind of afraid of knights all of this time. So there's the backstory. So the first line in the text may be, Kirby always had a fear of knights, okay?
Yeah.
And then start through as he's going through, and one day when he was playing with his toys, I mean, it would be more involved than this, because you don't want just a simplistic story, but you want enough that it's be interesting. So your first line would take care of your backstory. Kirby had always been afraid of knights. And one day he was in his playroom playing with his toys, and then maybe talk about that a little bit. And Kirby, hi, Putty. And so then he picked up his box and started to play with his, jack or knight in the box. And he scared himself. Yeah, knight in the box. And, then on your images, you might you can add whatever you want. See how I'm putting these dashed lines on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
To make them more afraid. And then the only other thing, and this is just from my standpoint, I got to be careful I don't ruin my book, but you know, I like to extend some of the images. Now, that's not the norm, I don't think, so I wouldn't want to see you skew your books towards that. But if you can leave just enough space, maybe, that somebody could come in like me and could add the little surprise lines, or could come in and add little, you know, my little liquid pearl drops here on the image and do cutesy things around it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love the idea of having more space, you know, that you have more space where people can decide to either leave it white or color or make clouds or, you know, or make, you know, flames or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And also too, the other thing I like, sometimes I like borders and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't like to have borders.
Well, we've got a bunch of people in the room. Peeps, what do you guys think of borders on images? So if you'll answer that, well.
Do you like borders, or do you like having the white space go all the way to the edge of the paper so you can kind of do whatever you want?
Yeah.
You know, that's.
So while they're answering that, for me personally, I would be able to like to add the borders myself because, you know, instead of putting a border all the way around, I may come across, do a little scripty, scrolly thing up here, and then come down here, and then that would be it. And that would be my addition to it. That way, I am not constrained by the artist. Wanda says depends on the picture. Lila says no always. Sandra says no borders.
Oh, really? Okay.
So yeah, guys.
What did Lila say?
Well,
Lila, what did you say?
Yeah, Lila says no always, so I'm assuming that that means she always wants borders. Lila, if you'll clarify that remark for us. So again, just me speaking, Jeff, I like to be able to add, like I said, I would add a line here, some doodads, or use my stencils, and then go down and, you know, do things that way. So the balance is going to be on your text. Yeah, Lila says not always. That's what she meant.
Oh, not always. Okay,
Yeah.
not always. Okay.
So you need to have enough of a story that it's interesting, but not so much that it takes over the page and we can't color it. Because remember, this is a coloring book.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. I like most of my lettering I like to do by hand because I like to add little things to the letters and even.
Well, that's what Sark does.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, and you can even color some of the letters. That makes it even fun. It's almost like manuscript illumination kind of thought process where some of the letters you could color in, you know, because I mean, it's fun. It's fun when you draw the letters. I haven't showed you any of my hand lettering stuff, which is something I want to introduce into some of my books because that just makes it even more fun to do some of the type that way.
Okay. And there's another idea for you there is maybe at the front of your books, you may want to go ahead and, of course, I lose my pencil. Give me a second here. Find another one. So if you do, I'm not, okay, so this is just a really rough A. Okay, so we're going to do an A here. So let's say you want to teach us how to do that, okay? Maybe at the front of the book, you could put in a little tutorial, couple pages, how to write in or how to create letters based on the style of the book that you're releasing. So if you're doing more of this design here, you know, you may want to, you do your little letter and then just put your little arrows, you know, up this way, then down this way, then through this way. So in other words, we all have a tutorial about how to add our letters if we want to.
Interesting. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, that's neat.
So
that's neat.
Food for thought on that one. But then, of course, but then of course, the restriction to that is whatever alphabet style you're showing at the front of the book, that may not be the whole style of your book. So if we're doing the dragon, which is the more medieval stuff, this A is going to work. Good night, Sandra. I just want to say good night to somebody. Good night, Sandra. Love you, sweetie.
Good night, Sandra.
So let's say the next one is your aliens. You're not going to want a scripty A in there because you're doing aliens. You're going to want a more stark A. So I'm not sure that maybe even adding that tutorial is going to work, because that's just going to depend on the style.
Oh,
you're going to have different styles.
I hear Kitty.
That's Gizzy.
Oh, poor baby. Somebody's crying.
Yeah, she sounds a little bit raspy. Oh, sweetie.
Oh, you're killing me.
Come here, sweetie. Oh, she's fine. She just gets that way every once in a while.
Look at her. Oh, she's beautiful.
Come on, sweetie.
The Russian blue.
Yes, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, look, baby, we match. We match. Look, baby, we match. I got blue, too. I got blue ears.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Oh, she hears you.
Does she? I'm gonna have to let you go.
Okay.
My brain is about to explode. I gotta go write some ideas down.
All right. Love you guys. Yeah, isn't it funny how we came out of this discussion here and went to that? So.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right. Well, happy Easter, everybody, to Sherry and Jeff. I'm not going to sign off yet. I need my group to hold on. And thank you for I got such a kick out of talking to you about this stuff. And again, guys, you heard it here first. Jeff is going to change, right? The format or the theme of his books, and Sherry's going to make sure that he does now. He's got to keep his word.
Okay.
And this is going to go to YouTube. So see, you're stuck, sweetie.
Stuck. All right. I love you. Good night, everybody.
Love you guys. Take care, Jeff. All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Sherry. Okay, let me get. Okay, well, that was interesting. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for holding on and giving Jeff the ideas. I will continue on this image tomorrow night. And I'm so glad that you guys have been having a lot of fun watching me do this. Again, this is from my Doodlers book, which Jeff went crazy over. The Doodlers Anonymous Epic Coloring Book. And I'll show you the cover really quick so you can find it. I will go ahead and put that in my links. And we will go from there. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll have to look at that Inky the Butterfly. Yeah, thank you, Lila. Yeah, I'll reference that for Jeff so he can see it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting Jeff. I hope you had fun. And we'll go ahead and get this lady colored up. This is Joyous Coloring. You never know what's going to happen when you come in. Love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Tuesday, Jeff will be back to finish our page. Take care. Bye.